It's Monday, October 10th, 2011, and the Nittany Minute is back. If people aren't paying attention to how good Penn State's defense is, Saturday's 13-3 victory against Iowa should open up some eyes. And it seems like that's the case because a lot of people nationally are starting to recognize Penn State's defense as one of the better ones in the country. Now, if you look at the numbers, the numbers are there. They're obviously playing very well against the run. They're starting to play well against the pass. They had a couple of plays where they gave up some yards to Iowa, but overall, Penn State's defense once again led the way to victory. And there's no doubt that this is one of the better defenses in the country, definitely within the Big Ten. And it's going to be one of the reasons that Penn State probably stays in the Big Ten title picture. Now, obviously, Penn State and Wisconsin are worlds apart. Pretty much the rest of the Big Ten is worlds apart from Wisconsin right now, so it is going to be tough. But Penn State's going to be in the thick of things, and we'll see how well this defense plays against teams like Nebraska, who had a great comeback against the Buckeyes. We'll see how they do in Columbus, where they traditionally have played pretty well, and they've given Penn State a couple chances to win. It's just a matter of getting that offense in gear. And then finally the last week against Wisconsin. Now, there are a couple games that need to be taken care of before that. Obviously, this week Penn State has Purdue. Purdue's coming off a big win against Minnesota, but Minnesota is not very good, and neither is Purdue. The big game against Illinois coming up in a couple weeks, that's going to be an interesting bout, and we'll see how that goes. There is a revenge factor there for Penn State, but Illinois is playing well. They're in the top 25, still undefeated, so we'll see if the Illini can keep that going into Beaver Stadium next weekend. And then obviously the game against Northwestern, that's going to be a pretty interesting matchup. We saw what Northwestern did against Michigan. Gave Michigan a little scare, but Michigan ended up pulling that one out. Although Michigan has a little more solid offense than Penn State right now, and that's going to be the big thing going into the next couple of weeks and really the second half of the season. No surprise, really. The quarterback situation seems to have an answer, but that's all up to Joe Paterno right now. It looks like Matt McGuire should be the full-time guy. I know I've come 180 degrees on this one over the past couple of weeks, and I'm ready to see what this offense can do with one quarterback behind center. So if it's McGuire, if it's Bolden, I don't care. Just put one in there. I think McGuire right now is the better option. So we'll see how that goes. It's all up to Joe Paterno and Jay Paterno right now, apparently, and we'll see how he handles that situation. Press conferences on Tuesday, and once again, Penn State plays Purdue this weekend. I know this is a little longer than usual. We'll keep it down to around the minute timeline moving forward the rest of the week. I'm Kevin McGuire. You can follow my Penn State updates on Twitter at PSU Examiner, and make sure you're following along. I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say.